President Trump announced Saturday White House Chief of Staff John Kelly will resign by the end of the year. General Kelly has served in the role since July 31st, 2017, after previously serving as the Secretary of Homeland Security. He and the president have reportedly not been on speaking terms in recent days. CBS News correspondent Errol Barnett has a look back at some of the key moments from his first year on the job.
I want to just tell you something. General Kelly is doing a fantastic job.
President Trump alongside his Chief of Staff John Kelly back in May, responding to reports Kelly called the president an idiot.
There has been such false reporting about our relationship. We have a great relationship. He's doing a great job as Chief of Staff. I could not be more happy.
Initially Homeland Security Secretary, General Kelly replaced outgoing Chief of Staff Reince Priebus in July of 2017.
I want to congratulate you on having done a fantastic job, General, and we look forward to, if it's possible, an even better job as Chief of Staff.
At the time, the White House was plagued by leaks and infighting, and as a retired four-star Marine general, Kelly was expected to bring discipline to the West Wing.
And it appears that General Kelly is taking charge.
But by mid-August, Kelly was pushing back against rumors he was unhappy in the new role.
And you had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
And when President Trump seemed to suggest a moral equivalence between white supremacists and counter-protesters in Charlottesville, Kelly could be seen staring at the ground. He says those images do not tell the full story. But in October there was more. Kelly appeared in the White House briefing room to defend his job.
I'm not quitting today. I don't believe, and I just talked to the president, I don't think I'm being fired today. I am not so frustrated in this job that I'm thinking of leaving.
7 days later, the president was criticized for being insensitive during a call to the widow of a fallen soldier.
I mean, you could ask General Kelly, did he get a call from Obama? You could ask other people. I don't know what Obama's policy was.
The president's remarks led the Gold Star father to speak about a subject he previously kept quiet, the 2010 death of his son in Afghanistan.
He said, Kel, he was doing exactly what he wanted to do when he was killed.
By the way, the wall is happening, folks, okay? Believe me.
At the start of this year, the president and his chief of staff appeared to be at odds over policy, and this clash was public.
He's very definitely changed his attitude towards the DACA issue, and even the wall. He has evolved in the way he's looked at things. Campaign to governing are two different things.
President Trump fired back on Twitter, quote, "The wall is the wall. It has never changed or evolved from the first day I conceived of it." Then came the biggest threat to Kelly's position, inconsistencies over when he knew about abuse allegations facing White House aide Rob Porter. Initially, the White House fumbled.
Chief of Staff John Kelly called him a man of true integrity and honor.
I think it's fair to say that we all could have done better over the last few hours or last few days in dealing with this situation.
The White House also defended Kelly's handling of the situation.
I spoke to the president last night. I told him I'd be with you today, and he said, please tell Jake that I have full faith in Chief of Staff John Kelly and that I'm not actively searching for replacements.
Back in June, the New York Times reported Kelly told visiting senators the White House was a miserable place to work and wondered how much longer he would last before heading to the exit.
Germany is totally controlled by Russia.
Then on July 11th, Kelly appeared to visibly grimace as the president blasted Germany at a NATO meeting in Brussels. The White House claimed he was just displeased with breakfast. By the end of the month, questions about Kelly's future temporarily subsided after it was reported that he agreed to stay on through 2020 at the president's request. But by September, the White House was pushing back on a new controversy. Bob Woodward's book, Fear, quoted Kelly as calling the president an idiot. The book also claims Kelly said, quote, "We're in crazy town," although Kelly denies it.
He was insulted by what they said. He's right here. He's insulted by, he couldn't believe what they said. And he put out a very, very strong statement.
Following the midterms, news broke that Mr. Trump wanted one of Kelly's closest allies to leave his cabinet, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen. That raised suspicions that if Nielsen left, Kelly would soon follow. Errol Barnett, CBSN, Washington.